Hi everybody, welcome to my art journal watch-along video. My name is Sarah and I'm the artist behind Pinselgeschichten, and today I'm finally getting around to make my take on the October challenge for the journal workshops. So this one actually took me quite a while to come up with because the prompt was, what are you afraid to do in your art journal? And my natural response was nothing. So I had a bit of difficulty to come up with something. I finally came up with a theme here, and then I actually started by using this cardboard piece frame here that's a leftover from the punch-out pages from board games, and I just marked where the inside of the frame would be. Same goes with the outside of that wooden frame that you can see on the lower left hand side of the journal. So I'm using these two pieces to actually make the frame in the end, and I'm just trying to position them nicely, having them straight and then having some pencil marks so that I know later on where exactly I need to color what and where to place the frames in the end. So what I came up with was more like, as you can see from the title of the page too, empty. Meaning I don't know what to say anymore. So as long as I got something to say in my art, I'm fine with pretty much putting anything into my art journals or other pieces of art, but what if I don't come up with anything anymore, if I got nothing to say anymore? So that would actually be, well, the kind of thing that would bug me most, that I would actually be afraid of, because then, well, I would be empty, hence the name of the video. So this whole fear or concern is actually the topic of my page here. So coming back to techniques, I'm starting off with watercolors in different kinds of purple, brown, and a reddish kind of magenta tone. And I'm going around the frame of the art journal here, not of the art journal, of the frame. I'm going around the place where the frame will end up, just to have kind of a backdrop that stands out from the inside of the frame in the end. So I didn't remember I took blue or indigo too, but obviously I did. So I'm going with purple, magenta, brown, and indigo here to have a multicolored background that, well, is actually only that. It's a backdrop for the main theme for the frame in the end. So once I had that done, I colored in the space between the two frames with that magenta kind of color and a cold brown, so it's a Van Dyke brown actually, which I think looks quite nice together. And I'm just going around the space of the two frames, in between the two frames I should say, and give it a bit of color there. Nothing fancy, just pretty much coloring space. I'm also not staying specifically transparent or opaque with the colors. The more opaque parts of the painting will be the shadowed part, so the light will come from the lower left-hand side in the end. But it's nothing you can see on first glance. You're not supposed to see that at first glance. It's more like second, third, fourth glance in the end that you could see that there's actually a light source. So while I let that dry, I'm taking up my spray paints in 3 colors. You can see here some dark red and a really bright pink, as well as some chocolate brown. And I'm spraying my 2 frames here, because you can still see pieces of the board game that they came from, and I don't want to show that, but I wanted to have a solid color. So one of them will be chocolate brown and the other one will be pink/dark red. The wood will look through this, the pinkish colors here, at least on the lower left hand side. On the upper right hand side where I put the bright pink, not so much. but I don't mind that you could see what kind of material I used there. So once it was dry, I took some super glue and just glued the 2 frames to the page. And it's a rather very simple, very technical, very geometrical kind of design this week, so totally different from the weeks before. And it looks kind of plain, but then again, the concern I have would be being plain or empty or having nothing to say. So having a lot of items on the page would, in my personal mind and opinion, would counteract that. So I'm staying plain on purpose here. It takes only like 20 seconds for the glue to dry, a bit longer on the wood because there's kind of a varnish on the lower side, but it is still fairly quickly that the frames are glued to the page. So now I'm giving it a second wash of dark brown, just to bring the 2 brown, the 2 frames. I do have trouble talking today, I'm so sorry. To bring the 2 frames together a bit, and then I'm just adding some plain water on the page and adding a bit of sienna, and let it run pretty much where it goes, helping it a tiny bit just to spread the very light color here. And that's just to give the viewer the idea that there is just a blank page, but something within the frame. So once that's done and everything is dry, I just need one kind of a focal point, and I'm rummaging through all my knickknacks that I have, like different kinds of buttons and cardboard pieces and other tiny things, and I found this silver heart that you will see in a second here, that one, and it makes for a nice focal point. So I'm trying out other things, but in the end I decided to take that heart and glue it down and make that the focal point of the page. Using super glue again to glue it down, and then I'm just adding some silver glitter dots on the 2 frames, and that's that. It's, like I said, a very simple, very clean kind of looking page, and in my mind it reflects what the concern of me is perfectly. So I thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below. Also, I would very much like for you to give this video a thumbs up or share it with your friends if you feel like it. And if you haven't already and want to see more videos, please subscribe to the channel. I will see you tomorrow with a very spooky Tiny Tuesday. Stay tuned for that. Thanks again for watching. Have a lovely day. Goodbye, everybody.